Hello Guardians, when it comes to building the perfect class setup, it can often be hard to choose the perfect perks on your armor to best benefit you while you're playing the game. Now this will work for both PvE and PvP, and just because I'm using a Night Stalker, don't click off the video yet, because this will work for every single class. You just interchange the elements, it's that simple. So starting off with the helmet, very easy perk to pick from. The priority one should definitely be shield start recovery immediately after orb pickup. This is an absolute lifesaver. It's very similar to the one where your health starts recovery after an orb pickup, but it just seems much more effective. It recharges much faster, and in general it's just much more beneficial. As for the second perk, I currently don't have a helmet with the perks I want. This one, gain bonus super energy from grenades, that's a no-no for me, considering my grenade is a void wall that rarely kills enemies. It's more of just sort of like a zone control grenade. You want to aim for increased super energy from killing minions of the darkness. That is generally your best bet, because it's just going to recharge your super as quickly as you can. My builds are generally based off supers. I like using the supers all the time, and as a Night Stalker, that's probably the best thing you've got going for you. That and also your smoke grenades that can make people go invisible. But I would definitely prioritize the super when it comes to DPSing and things like that. So yeah, you want to have Inverse Shadow, which is the increased super from minions, and whatever the shield perk is called. I'm not really going to go into the names because you don't need to know the names, you can just see it when you look at it. As for the gloves, I'm wearing exotic ones, so they have a few extra choices, but the priority perk should definitely be increased melee attack speed. This one is probably the most useful thing you can get on gloves, although I believe increased melee attack speed is glitched on warlocks. Like, it only increases the speed while you have your melee charged, but you use up your charge when you hit somebody. So you do your hit, use up the charge, and then your second hit is normal speed. I don't know if this is true, but I believe this is something that's been in the game since the launch and it's still not fixed. As for the increased reload speed you can get, you want to find a pair of gloves that has something that best suits your favourite weapon. So I personally want to find some gloves that have a scout rifle reload increase, but I believe these exotic ones only offer a special weapon or a heavy weapon. So for me, I'm never going to be able to get that perfect one, so I'm just going to leave it as a machine gun for now. Moving on to the body, this is the most important one of all when it comes to, best benefiting your class. I have increased armor when using a void subclass. Every single body comes with a perk like this, but when you get them, it will prioritize this perk on top because this is a second choice. So when you get a body, if you see something like increased recovery for 5 seconds after taking void splash damage, solar splash damage, or arc splash damage, that basically says what element it's going to be. So I got void on there, which means it's going to be a void armor increase. Now this is what interchanges with every class. So if that's a solar armor increase, you can use it on your Sunbreaker. If that's an arc armor increase, you can use it on your Stormcaller. For me, I'm using Night Stalker, so I wanted void armor increase. I don't know how much it increases your armor by, but this is definitely an extremely beneficial perk to have. And on the middle tree, of course, you can get something like shotgun, some sort of primary increase. You generally don't need a primary ammo increase because you get primary ammo all the time. You want to prioritize your special ammo increase. I use sniper rifles a lot, so a sniper rifle ammo increase for me is extremely important. And you can also get this on the boots, but for people who want to test it out, you don't want to have sniper on your boots and your body. It seems like it would stack, but it doesn't. You get one extra bullet. So from just the body having it, you maybe go from 18 to 23, which is great, but then you put it on the boots as well, and you go up to 24. So just skip that and get to something else, either rocket launcher or machine gun. These are great. Well, not great. You get one more rocket, but the main difference this makes is that some of the heavy ammo drops you get on the floor can be double drops. And double drops are the most important thing because you don't want to pick up a brick. Yeah, you don't want to pick up a brick and it only gives you one rocket. That's always really disappointing. So by having this increase, even though it only gives you one more rocket capacity, your drops are often going to have 2 rockets to offer, which is just so useful. And then here we have another one that affects your specific class. So I am a Night Stalker, I use Void. I went for Void Double Down. Increased agility for 5 seconds after a Void double kill. This happens fairly often. I imagine it would be more beneficial for a class that has extremely offensive grenades and melees and stuff. But for me, this perk is a very occasional thing. Maybe if I throw down the void wall, it just sort of bursts through 2 weak enemies. Boom, got some increased agility for a little bit. Comes in handy, it's better than any of the other ones on offer, and you don't really want to be having increased agility from an arc double kill when you're using a void subclass. So once again, Sunbreakers, you want to get solar there, and Stormcallers? Yeah, Stormcallers, you want to get arc there. And then the final things, we've got your cape and your artifact. These are less important, and I'd want to prioritize intellect, discipline, and strength on these. you want to look at those more than the actual perks. The cloaks only offer reputation and some sort of increased XP gains in weapons, so just get whatever you want on there. This was an exotic one, so I got Sniper on it with Future War Cult. Probably always going to use this one, maybe a raid one, something like that. As for the artifact, I made a dumb decision with this, because the 310 one you can only get from the raid, from what I've seen so far. I don't know how to get another 310 one, and I wish I could change this. I generally like to have intellect builds, and I just picked this one straight away because it had Void Grenades have a chance to create an orb when I kill minions, and it had Discipline Strength. And I sat there going, well, shit, because I don't like Discipline Strength. Discipline's okay, but Strength is just, get out. I am not interested in Strength at all. That is the main thing about my build right now. I have all the perks I want, but my Strength, Intellect, and Discipline are completely screwed up. I want that on 5. I want Tier 5 Intellect, but I've ended up with Tier 5 Discipline, which isn't really an issue considering my grenades recharge in 25 seconds, but I barely use them. It's just a zone control. It's a cool grenade, but it's not much benefit to me. So I would definitely prioritize getting your perks first. Get the perfect perks, and then once you've done that, start looking for the armor that's going to have your perfect perks and also your perfect stats on it. So eventually, hopefully I'll have a helmet with Inverse Shadow, the shield increase, that one, gloves with increased melee attack speed, scout rifle reload, body with void armor, sniper ammo. That's already perfect, except for the fact it doesn't have intellect. My boots are perfect right now. I am happy with the way the boots are. They don't need to change, unless I want to make my Guardian look different, because I'm not the biggest fan of the Neurogast. I don't like the camo on it right now, kind of off-putting. Cape is fine, and then I need to change that to Intellect. Intellect Tier 5 I would recommend to everyone. I don't know how you choose to play the game, this is all your decision. I'm not saying this is what you have to do, but Tier 5 Intellect, the new supers are all so fun, they're all so useful, so being able to use it as often as possible is the best thing. And then maybe prioritize whichever thing is more useful for your class after that. For a Night Stalker, Strength is probably most useful, because then you can use it in Invis Grenades. Super all the time, Invis Grenades, and lastly, use your Void Wall the least. Ironically, that is kind of what I have the most right now, and it really shouldn't be. But I think that's all I need to say in terms of these class builds. I hope this helped you, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Destinova out.